So there's been a lot of different news that has come out this afternoon regarding Cooper Kupp. For the past couple weeks, it looked like the Rams were trying to trade Kupp, and now it looks like they're going to end up releasing him. They have informed him they will be releasing him. And so clearly every team in the NFL, especially teams that have some kind of need a receiver, could be looking into Cooper Kupp. But let me share some of these reports that have come out. And with lots of these reports, I think sometimes it's hard to know always what is actually true. For example, with the DK Metcalf situation, there were certain reports saying the Packers put an offer on the table to the Seahawks, and other reports said that didn't end up happening. So we never know for sure, but I just want to share all the information I come across. And here it is from Ari Meirov on X in the past few hours, and he's a great follow on Twitter for all NFL type news. But he said, the Packers are among several teams who have been eyeing Cooper Kupp, waiting for him to be released. So according to Ari Meirov, the Packers are one of the teams eyeing Cooper Kupp. This does, though, feel like it has, I think, with lots of other receivers where we get the news come out. The Packers are, basically in the conversation. It's happened for years, especially with receiver like Odell Beckham back in the day. Basically happened with DK Metcalf as well. It felt like, maybe the Packers are actually going to make an offer in the end. Another report, as I said, comes out saying they didn't actually make an offer. So are they actually eyeing him? Potentially. They are potentially eyeing Cooper Kupp. And just sort of thinking about that scenario, there's no doubt the Packers could use a veteran-type receiver to bring some consistency to the receiver room, just because Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks dealt with a lot of drop issues. Christian Watson out with the ACL injury. And Cooper Kupp is a guy who, in his career, he rarely drops the ball, 4.7% career drop rate. The thing with Cooper Kupp, he is, getting up there in age for a NFL receiver, 31 years old. He'll be 32 during the season. And the one thing that would be interesting when you look at the Green Bay fit is that Jaden Reed is the Packers, or has been the Packers' slot receiver, playing in this slot 76.3% of the time. So the Packers use him outside about 23, 24% of the time. And so the question is, would the Packers want to bring Kupp in and take away some of those slot snaps from Jaden Reed? Would they want to play Kupp more outside, because it's not like he can't do that? That's a question they'd have to figure out. But when we look at all the slot snaps not played by Jaden Reed, there were still 337 other slot snaps for all the other Packers receivers combined. So they could still play Jaden Reed a lot in the slot and also do the same with Cooper Kupp. I think in my mind, as I said with any of these potential free agent receivers, I don't think you can go wrong picking one of these guys up as long as you get them for a reasonable deal. And I think with Kupp, it depends on how much money he's looking for. Now, if you can get him in the $10 to $15 million range, I think that's a solid deal. Maybe he wants more than that. Maybe he wants like $20 million with the salary cap going up and all these players making big money. That may not be enough to get him. According to Spotrac, he's a market value of $11 million per year. I bet he gets more than that. So Gutekunst has to make that decision. Does he want to spend up on a veteran player who is only going to be around probably a few more seasons? Or does he want to bypass it, find someone in the draft? You can clearly do both things. If I had to guess, I'd say the Packers don't end up getting Kupp. I just assume another team out there will be more aggressive when it comes to targeting a potential receiver. And so this is something to keep an eye on. Kupp I think he's not the player he once used to be. Like most guys who are 31, 32, their primes, usually a few years in the past from that age. But I still think he's a really, really good receiver. And so I think the Packers will be smart to sign him. In my mind, I feel like, looking at some of these other guys who just play outside could make more sense. But the Packers could play him outside more. They could say, we're going to try Jaden Reed outside more. So I don't think just because Kupp and Reed play majority of snaps in the slot that they can't, find a way to fit Kupp in, because he's such a talented, hardworking wide receiver. So we'll keep an eye on this. If there's more news on this, I will let you guys know. And if you guys want more Packers content, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.